Hello, Morongo Basin, and listeners around the world online at Z107.7fm.com. Here is the Z107.7 local news for Wednesday, November 27th, 2024. A 29 Palms woman was arrested on suspicion of threatening a neighbor with a machete. On Saturday morning, just before noon, San Bernardino County Sheriff's deputies responded to a report of threats made at a home in the 6500 block of Persia Avenue in 29 Palms. Deputies say that the victim called 911 to report her neighbor, identified as Heather Miller, a 48-year-old resident of 29 Palms. The victim told deputies that Miller was holding a machete and banging on the victim's door. No injuries were reported, but deputies say that Miller and the victim knew each other. Heather Miller was arrested for investigation into assault with a deadly weapon with force and the possibility of great bodily injury and is being held at the West Valley Detention Center on $40,000 bail. For over a half century, the Sky Village Swap Meet has been the Morongo Basin's one-stop shop for desert treasures, sold by permanent vendors in small cabins alongside tailgaters who drive in and set up for the busy weekends. After this weekend, the unique Wild West Outdoor Market will be closed forever. Online news editor Robert Hayden spoke with Zena Carr, one half of the mother and daughter team that runs the swap meet. He joins us with this story.
Zena Carr's whole life has been spent around the Sky Village swap meet.
Oh my God, it's my childhood. I'll be 40 in June, and I was on my dad's shoulders while he was showing movies when I was probably, 6-8 months old.
Her parents, Bob and Elizabeth Carr, acquired the swap meet from Pauline Hanson back in the 1980s. It had been a drive-in theater from the 1960s on. Zena doesn't have the exact dates.
Because I'm just kind of going from the information that my dad gave me when he was alive. It was always a swap meet, but with the drive-in movie theater, people, like on the weekend, they could set up, but then they'd have to clear out by a certain time so that it could transition to a drive-in. And then we took the screen down in 98. When we took it over, my dad, he had the brilliant idea of having the cabins, which are monthly income, and that's how it became more of a community.
Dakota Bob's Western Wear is one of the largest permanent structures in the north corner of the lot. And every weekend, vendors truck their wares in and set up around the perimeter of the swap meet, making a giant circuitous spiral of goods that's sure to have something you should take home. So why the sudden closing? Sky Village Swap Meet was served with a lawsuit based around the Americans with Disability Act, or ADA. That act guarantees people with disabilities have equitable access to services a business provides, along with the amenities around that business like parking. Zena can't talk too much about the lawsuit details, but she said that the cost to get into compliance along with the settlement was too much for the family.
My mom got served on November 2nd. It kind of went from there. We did not know that we were going to close, or at least close this quickly. But reading through the lawsuit and realizing how much things would cost to be able to update it to the ADA standards, plus we still have to settle on the lawsuit irregardless of what we fix, it was a bit overwhelming how much the amount that we would have to pay out.
While the various vendors are deciding where to go, there's some other features of the swap meet that will need some new homes. The big blue Sky Village sign will go up for sale along with the property, and her dad's Crystal Cave will need some special care for whoever it goes to next.
Unfortunately, my dad, he put so much work in it, but he should have put it on a trailer so it was a lot easier to move. But our plan is to donate it to an artist organization of some sort, and then since we're donating it, it's kind of up to them to figure out how to move it.
While this upcoming weekend will be the last one open for the vendors, Zena says that they'll hold a sale in early December where they'll be selling a lot of the infrastructure that has kept the swap meet going for all these years. Until then, she just wants you to come down for this weekend.
It's important for us to go out with a bang. It's important for the vendors that have been there for so many years, for people to come out and buy from them or just support them in general, saying hello and goodbye. And just please come support us on our last weekend.
Reporting for Z107.7 News, I'm Robert Hayden.
3 weeks after the election, one local race continues to shift. The race for the Morongo Valley Community Services District, the local elected body that oversees Morongo Valley's fire department, Covington Park, and other infrastructure, has seen leads shift for 2 positions on the 5-person board. All members of the board were up for re-election this year, split amongst 2 distinct races. 3 candidates vied for 2 seats. with incumbents Christina Gorky and Lance Fisher leading heavily over challenger Janet Osborne. The second race, which saw 4 candidates run for 3 open seats, has seen some significant shifts in lead. Johnny Tolbert Jr., the longest-serving incumbent on the board, maintains a significant lead over the other 3 candidates and will likely serve another term. Newcomer Eva Rowles has taken a lead of 599 votes to incumbent Stephen Hayden's 573 votes and incumbent Lynn Watts's 563 votes. This close race, with all 3 candidates within 36 votes of each other, has shifted leads over the last 3 weeks as ballots continue to be counted. Election results will be certified on December 13th. Z107.7 will continue watching this close local race and will bring you final results as we have them. The holidays are upon us here in the high desert, and the city of 29 Palms and the town of Yucca Valley are holding events to start the season with a festive flair next week. Here is reporter Adeline J. Wells with more.
Once thanks have been given and November has passed, we are ready to light up the holiday trees across the Morongo Basin. On Tuesday, December 3rd, the city of 29 Palms will host their annual holiday festival at Freedom Plaza. The family-friendly evening will begin with the Holiday Light Parade illuminating downtown 29 Palms, followed by the tree lighting ceremony. There will be face painting, food vendors, and local music by Z107.7 FM with a special appearance by Mr. Claus. The 2-day holiday market at the community center will feature vendors selling local gifts, crafts, and treats. There will also be a Toys for Tots drop-off through which attendees can contribute to the holiday celebrations of children in our community. The town of Yucca Valley will host their holiday celebration on the evening of Wednesday, December 4th. Held at the Yucca Valley Branch Library, the annual tree lighting ceremony is a family-friendly event that will include a free bookmark craft for children, complimentary coffee and hot cocoa provided by Starbucks, and caroling featuring classic holiday tunes. Miss Yucca Valley will be in attendance, as will Santa Claus, who will forego his typical sleigh for a ride aboard the San Bernardino County Fire Truck to celebrate the lighting of the town's holiday tree. Both events are free to the public. The City of 29 Palms Holiday Festival runs from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. on December 3rd at Freedom Plaza, with the holiday market to continue on December 4th. The Town of Yucca Valley tree lighting ceremony will be held at Library Plaza on December 4th from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. For more information, visit the municipality websites at 29palms.org or yucca-valley.org. Reporting for Z107.7, this is Adeline J. Wells.
Copper Mountain College's women's basketball team delivered a commanding performance last night, defeating Los Angeles Harbor College 67-27 in a thrilling home game. From the opening tip-off, the Fighting Cacti displayed relentless energy and teamwork, taking control of the game early with a suffocating defense that stifled Harbor's offensive rhythm. By halftime, CMC had built a significant lead, which they continued to expand through the second half. Head coach Chris Gross praised the team's focus and execution, stating, "The team played as a unit and their defensive intensity set the tone. Their offensive execution was sharp. This was a great team win." And finally, tomorrow is Thanksgiving, and however you celebrate, the Z107.7 team hopes you do it safely and in style. The news team will be taking a break tomorrow, but we'll be back Friday with a holiday newscast. Our Joshua Tree office will be closed at the end of today through Monday, but we'll still have music, DJs, and fun throughout the weekend, so stay tuned into Z107.7 over your Thanksgiving holiday weekend. That's our local news. Hear local news 7 times a day, 7 days a week at 7, 8, 9, noon, 4, 5, and 6. If you hear about news happening, let us know. Email us at tips@z1077fm.com. Reporting for the Morongo Basin News Leader, the award-winning Z107.7 Local News, I'm Jeff Harmatz.